Hi everyone, I wanted to show you in detail the raglan part of our sweater. Um, in the pattern, you're supposed to work your short row at the same time working your raglan stitch. And it sounds harder than it actually is. As we know, the raglan is a brioche stitch, so here's my actual sweater. So you will be increasing right at the edges of your raglan, and you'll see right here this part right here that's behind each stitch, that's actually the brioche part of it, the yarn over. So you have this nice pattern where it's nice and lacy on the sides of the raglan. So how do we get that? All right. I'm gonna first show you how we work our raglan straight for the short rows, because you're supposed to, on all the odd rows and rounds, you're going to be increasing and setting up for the brioche stitch, which means you yarn over, and every even round and rows you're going to be just knitting or purling through, and then brioche knitting or brioche purling or bark and burp. Let's get right to it. So I'm going to be showing you in both Continental or picking and English or throwing. So right here I have kind of simulated. So here is our sweater. Okay, you have all these purl stitches, what they call reverse stockinette, and then you have your brioche raglan, and then your increase is right here. Okay, and each raglan stitch is going to be separated by markers, and that's helpful because sometimes you can't see the yarn over. So how we do this is we're going to be setting up our brioche stitch, and we're going to increase. Let me get to that part. Okay, so we're coming up to the marker, and this is where we want to increase. So you're going to see a lot of string. You're going to see a lot of yarn here. Don't get confused. So you have this crossover yarn, which is actually the previous brioche to yarn over for this stitch. And what we actually want to pick up from behind, you don't want to go in front. You don't want to go in between here. You want to go behind here and pick up this string right here, because it's connected to the previous stitch, the worked stitch, and this stitch right here. It's connected. So that's what we want to pick up from behind everything. And we are going to M1RP, which means we're going to take our left needle and bring it in from the back. And then we're going to purl like normal, which means we're just purling through the front loop. Okay? And then we are going to yarn over the raglan. So we're going to take our working yarn to the back, go from underneath, go through the raglan as if to purl, bring it out, both out. Bring it front, move your marker, and there is your yarn over. Again, Actually, this part is really easy because the string that you want to pick up is right here. The only difficult part is you just made a make one on this side, so this is going to be kind of tight and you're going to have to purl through the back loop. So you're going to pick it up, left needle through the front, and then you're going to purl through the back loop. Just like that. And then you're going to keep purling until, oops, try that again. You're going to keep purling until you get to your next marker, or whatever your pattern says. I know there's cables worked later on, but for this demonstration, we're just gonna, so we're gonna come up to our next raglan, and again, we're gonna pick up this bar, not the last yarn over, but this bar, which is connected to this stitch and this stitch, and bring our left needle through the back and purl through the front loop, or purl like normal. Move our marker, and we're going to do a yarn over here, which we bring our working yarn to the back, scoop that up, slip this next stitch as if to purl, bring it to the front, and there you go, and you're ready for the next part. Again, we're going to grab this bar right here because it's connected to this stitch and the brioche stitch, and we're going to bring our left needle through the front, and we are going to purl through the back loop, and we are going to purl through the back loop. It's a little wonky, and if you have any troubles doing this, what I like to do, especially, try not to knit too tight around the raglan, and you can also use a crochet hook to help you pick up if your needle keeps slipping or whatever. And then we're gonna keep going. Now, I'm going to now demonstrate it in English. And we're throwing. Okay, we're coming up to our marker. Again, we're going to purl all the way up to the marker. We are going to pick up the stitch that is connected to this stitch and the bar that's connected to this stitch, and we're going to bring our left needle and bring it through the back of it. And then we're going to purl through the front loop, or purl like you normally would. We're going to move our marker, and we're going to make a yarn over. So bring our to the back. Actually, no. We're going to, with throwing, you're just going to take your yarn and you're going to go around like that, slip this, and bring it forward. And then we're going to slip a marker. And then we're going to M1LP. We're going to take this string, which is connected to this one and this one, and we're going to move our left needle to the front, and then we're going to purl through the back loop. Just like that. And then we're going to keep going. And we're coming up to our next marker. And And here we go. Again, we're going to pick up that yarn from behind and we're going to bring our left needle through the back and we're going to purl it through the front loop or purl it like normal. We're going to slip our stitch. We're going to take our yarn and we're going to wrap it behind like that, slip it, and bring it all the way through. Zip, and we're going to pick up that bar and we're going to bring our left needle through the front and we're going to purl through the back. And we're going to, and I slipped my stitch. There's too much happening, hold on. And we're going to purl like normal. And now we're coming to an even row, so which means we're going to be we're going to be knitting those brioche stitches right here. So I'm going to start off with Continental and then I will end with English. So on the wrong side, this is like you're working on your short rows, okay? So we're going to be knitting. Sorry, that was my doggy. She's sleeping and snoring at the same time, which is, so if you hear snoring in the background, that's my beagle. So we're going to be knitting all the way through. We're not going to be increasing on even rounds or rows. We are just going to work, we're just going to work on through and working those raglan brioches. Okay, so we're not going to increase, we're just going to go ahead and knit it and we're going to slip and we're going to brioche purl or burp, BRP. So you're going to just knit these two together. Purl these two together. That is it. And then we're going to knit all the way through. We're not going to be picking anything up. We're not going to be increasing. Very, very simple. All the even rows are pretty awesome. Okay, so again, we're just going to purl these two together. And that's it. Okay, now for the English. Again, we're just gonna work through. We're not going to make any increases or anything like that. We're just gonna work on through until we get to the yarn over, which we are going to bring our yarn forward and purl those two together. Again, we're gonna work on through. And we're gonna work it through all the way up to the raglan. We're gonna slip it and we're going to purl those two together. And we're gonna keep on going. And that's it. So on the other side, you see it's nice and lofty, very detailed. It's great. It's really pretty. Really, really pretty. Okay, so this is gonna simulate in the round and it's pretty much the same thing. So In the round, you don't have to knit on the other side or anything like that. Obviously, you're only working on the right side of your work. So this simulates an even round. I'm going to do it Continental. So right here we're going to be purling all the way through. So we're going to purl all the way through. This is an even round. So we're going to purl all the way through, no increases or anything like that. We're coming up to the brioche. We're going to slip our marker and we're going to knit these two together. And that's it. Again, we're going, and no increases. We're just going to keep purling. When you get to the cables, you'll also be knitting. So when you see a purl, purl it. When you see a knit, knit it. And then we're going to slip our marker, bring our work to the back, and knit these two together. And I'm going to now do English. Again, this is as if you were working in the round now, okay? So we're going to purl all the way through. No increases. We're gonna slip our marker and we're gonna knit these two together. Slip our marker and we're going to purl. No increases. We're going to slip our marker and we're going to knit these two together. And move our marker. And that is it. So remember, when you're, excuse me, when you're making the increases, just always remember to pick up from behind and bring it over to your left, pick it up from behind with your left needle. Same thing on the right, just pick it up from behind. Do not pick it up from the front or it's gonna get crisscrossed and you don't want that. You want this beautiful little lacy raglan. All right, that's it.